You were reading the Synaxarion earlier, and you shared with me a reading from July 3rd today that you found meaningful for you and for the life of Agape. And could you read a little bit of that reading and tell us your commentary on it?
I'll read the last paragraph from the life of Venerable Father Isaiah the Solitary. Through the ascetic life and by means of repentance, the monk who lives in his cell can ascend the cross with Christ and thus achieve with him and through him victory over all the passions, thus returning to the glorious state of the first creation. The cross is the destruction of all sin and the cradle of charity, taught Abba Isaiah. And it is charity that makes the monk free, impassible, and without cares where the world is concerned.
And so can you share again how you apply this to your own life even though you're not a monk?
Yes. Well, earlier in the life, he's talking about guarding your brother's conscience and not saying or doing anything that will cause another pain. So I think that, and he's also saying never to criticize, condemn, or regard the faults of anyone, whomsoever. So that's hard to do, and that's like if you refrain from doing that, that's like a little bitty crucifixion, a little way that we can participate in the cross. And so Father Isaiah is telling us that if we do that, if we ascend the cross with Christ, even if it's in that small way, then we that's the destruction of all sin and the cradle of charity.
Wow.
And charity is what we are cultivating when we put aside our need to criticize and condemn our brother.
Yeah, and you're saying that even if it's not about criticizing, but just sharing our idea,
or our need to be right,
yeah,
or putting our point across and not really listening to the other person, that's charity. I think that's what we can. That's one way we can apply what he's saying to our life, even though we're not monks, because we can, if you are hurting and you want to tell me something, and I have a different idea, a different opinion, a different perspective, I can put that aside and just listen to you and maybe take some of your pain, bear some of your burden. And then that's me showing you charity. And then I can bring my want to make a point, or my whatever it is that I want to express, I can bring that to God.
Okay.
Instead of laying it on you.
So you don't have to just stuff it. You bring it to the Lord.
You don't stuff it. Yeah, you bring it to the Lord, and
that's participating in the cross in the cross in a small way.
I think so. I think it can be.
Yeah, and then did he say something about dispassion or apathia or passionlessness or something is the way, yes, or charity is the way to that? Or
yes, he says that at the end. But he says that that when we ascend the cross with Christ, we have victory over all the passions.
Oh, okay.
And that when we have victory over the passions, then we are returning to the state of creation. Of
the first Adam,
yes,
sort of like paradise.
Yes, and we all want that, don't we?
I do.
Yeah.
Speaking for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts again.
You're welcome.